Hey everybody, how we doing? What do we think of the news? Oh, who we got on here right now? Rizzo, Chili Dog, Jerry Bell, Phil B, KM, Laura Lamp. Kind of going down here really quick. I'll go back to the top here. JC Comer, cooler weather. Oh yeah, it's got cooler today. Went outside earlier today and it was pretty windy. I don't know what the heck. Dalton's on here. How you doing, Dalton? Skip the news. Yeah. You know what? I was so busy today that I didn't even get a chance to watch the news. I know I make the news. I don't even know what the news was about. You guys are going to have to remind me. If there's something contradictory on there, you're going to have to remind me because I don't even remember what it was. I just finished up next week's news 5 minutes before we got on here, and I just finished up Monday's video, which is the Wish. They we took the check down to Wish down there, so you'll see that video Monday. What else did I do? Done something else, or I was working on something else. I can't. Oh, the game. I'm working on WNL. I'm working on a game back here for the show. Also, I was emailing back and forth to a special guest for I think February's WNL show and how they want to do it because this person's very very busy. He may not be able to come on live. I'd like to get him on live, but he may not be able to come on live. So at the very least, I'm going to try to get an interview with the guy and pre-record it so I can play it on the show. Which what that entails is I have to get a hold of everybody on the WNL crew, pick out a day, pick out a time that everybody's available and help me so it'll blend this with the show. And then, oh, skip the news. I got to go do that. Good Lord. So anyway, that's what this is about. This is about the news. So, like I say, I forgot what's on the news. So if there's anything on there that you guys want to critique, lay it on me, and we'll see what we can come up with. If I can't come up with something, maybe somebody on chat will. We didn't do a porch setting this week, did we? No, we didn't. That's right, because I had to go down to Wish down in Orlando. I drove down. I generally don't drive, as you know, but I did drive down. Oh, it was fun. Oh, it was fun. All the construction work between here and there, traffic, plus, plus the navigation that's in this new car. It's we were sitting in the parking lot of Wish, and my navigation on the car kept saying I was 5 minutes away. It wanted me to go further down the road somewhere. So I thought, well, this ain't right. I'm going to Google it and see if Google gets me here. So when I Googled it on the Google Maps, it told me to go 2 minutes the opposite direction. Neither one of them said I was sitting in their parking lot. Okay, where we at? Chili Dog, hi everybody. I'm KM, hi all. I haven't watched the news yet. I'm on the Amtrak auto train heading to Orlando. I've never done that, but I've hear a lot of people. We had a neighbor from Pennsylvania, I think, and whenever he came down, if I remember right, he brought that down, and I think he brought his car with him. Am I correct about that? That's what they do. You can travel on the train and bring your car. Freeze warning here for Sunday morning. Really? Hmm. I didn't hear that. I know it's windy and cool. I've got my coffee. By the way, the door prize for WNL isn't going to be a big one. It's only going to be about $50 because that's all I had in my pocket. Because if you remember right, on December, all the super chats and all the super stickers normally would go for the door prize. We donated all of that to the Wish. So that left me with a big fat goose egg for this month. But we came up with a little something. What did it say about yesterday was my last day working as a letter carrier. That's I don't know, letter carriers today. Well, it's a hard job no matter how you look at it. Full-time living in Florida starts tomorrow. Okay, Emma, hope you enjoy it. The weather's great, especially in the winter. But the compromise to that, I'm just giving my opinion about that. Sometimes people jump all over me because they think I'm speaking for everybody, and I'm not. I speak for me. And it's just advice that I've got about certain things. You can take it, you can leave it. That's up to you. But the weather being great is one thing. The is the traffic. There's a lot of, you know, retirement communities and things all over the state of Florida. So the population in Florida swells, which means restaurants are busier, everything's busier, gas stations are busier. It's just, unless you're used to big city life, and I'm not. If you're used to big city life, then this probably wouldn't bother you near as bad as somebody from, I don't know, say Midwest, not used to that kind of traffic. So when you say full-time Florida living, KM, well, I know it has nothing to do with the news. I just read what you said. Are you coming here? I was thinking somebody told me, and I don't remember who it was. It might have been you, KM. Somebody told me that they decided not to move into villages. I believe they were moving into on top of the world, which is another great community. Nothing wrong with it at all. And is that you or is that somebody else? I'm just curious. Because whoever it is gave me an invite to come up to on top of the world, and I'm going to try to get up there before I leave the last of February for the month of March. I would at least like to get the video down. And my thoughts are when I get to on top of the world is not only do I want to video a house, if you'll let me, I want to video your house, a walkthrough. I want a video around your house to show the property. I'd like to video the neighborhood, whether it be a golf cart ride around a neighborhood or a walk or I'll drive my car. I've been over there. I've been on top of the road once or twice many, many, many years ago. And so I know they've done a lot since then, and I don't even know what the place looks like anymore. And then where their little, it was, anyway, their little like square was at, there was an ice cream place in there. There was an indoor swimming pool, I think. It was like a little meeting, kind of like a small square. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting a video of that. I don't know, just video of this and that, and that one big video turn into 2 or 3 different videos, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, it says, "Guess I brought the cold with me." Nah, we get that once in a while, KM. It's not a big deal. Sue will just go out and buy more plants. That's what she's good for, buying more plants. Albert, Marciando, haven't seen you on here for a while, bud. Where you been? I need a drink after the news. God, Phil, remind me what the news was about. I swear to you, I forgot. I totally forgot. And I haven't got time to look now because usually, believe us or not, my thought was before we did just skip the news, I'd watch the news along with you and then come to do this. That way my mind would be fresh of what we talked about. Yeah, I like the parking pictures too. We just don't get enough of them because I know if you don't live here, that maybe sometimes you're looking at those pictures and you're probably scratching your head going, well, I don't see anything wrong with that. And I understand that. But if you live here and you look at them pictures, you can almost see exactly what's wrong with it. Like, for example, this golf cart parked in a parking spot for a car, and he's parked in the middle of that parking spot. That's wrong. Two golf carts, at least two golf carts go per parking spot for a car. They'll kind of park like this. Am I showing it right? That way you can get in and out. You don't park side by side. You kind of park like, well, never mind. So I'm watching myself on TV and I'm thinking, well, that looks stupid. Just don't drive drunk. Ain't no kidding. There's a lot of that that goes on. Oh, I do kind of remember that, Joy. Yeah. And there's a lot of that. Well, I won't say a lot. There's some of that here where the kids have been coddled by their parents their whole life. And here they are in their 30s and they're still living with mommy and daddy. For some strange reason, they can never hold a job. Every time I hear about some of these kids, I go back to the Christmas Vacation movie with Chevy Chase. Was it that or was it Vacation? One of them. Cousin Eddie. We all know Cousin Eddie, right? I think in every family we all have a Cousin Eddie. And he couldn't get a job. And so Clark was asking his wife, he said, "You mean after all these years, he still can't find a job?" And she said, "Eddie says he's holding out for a management position." That's what reminds me of some of these kids. They're holding out. It's not a big video, KM, Mondays. My big videos on Mondays are probably going to go way down to where it's very popular. I'm not saying, I don't want to say anything for sure. I just like to let you guys know, what's going through my mind. And that's why I'm trying this. If you'll notice, I'm doing more and more live. And there's a reason for that. Is because one is I get personal reaction. I mean, I'm talking to you, the people that actually come to the channel, not the ones that kind of come and go, during the day or whatever, but the people that actually come to the channel. I get a chance to talk to you direct and things like that. And there's no editing. I take hours. The news sometimes takes me 2 or 3 days just to edit the news, and it's just a lot of work. And it's not that I mind doing it. I don't mind doing it if I'm getting the views, and that's the key. Views on YouTube translate into dollars and cents. That's what it does. So if you get 10,000 views in say 24 hours, that's a hell of a lot more money than if you get 1,000 views in 24 hours. And that's what they go by is that. So that's what I watch. I watch the news to see if it's worth my time doing it. Predicting the future. Uh-oh. What are you up to, Jerry? I'm not predicting anything. But anyway, the KM, the videos on Monday are probably right. The last two, well, last Monday I think, and then this Monday also, only going to be 4 or 5 minutes long. That's all they're going to be. And I think the wish donation down there, I think it was only 4 or 5 minutes too. There was a lot of the video I didn't even put in there because I wanted to dedicate the Monday's video to the wish donation. Things that we did after the wish donation that I didn't put in the video at all. I didn't have anything to do with it, and I'll tell you what it was. Sue and I, we drive all the way down there, right in the traffic, going through the process of doing what we do, the video and all that kind of stuff, and while we're in the Orlando area, we always look for a different restaurant to go to there that we don't have here. So that's what we did afterwards. We went out to a nice restaurant. I did take video of the restaurant. I took video of what we ate and things like that, but I did not put it on that video because I wanted the donation video to be what it was. I had to pick up one of my captains out of the brig. Oh, uh, you didn't rub it in, did you, Phil? Hey, you owe me a big one. Hi, Joan or Joanne. I say Joan. I don't really know. I think it could be either one, but I'll just say Joan. Love the title. Skip the news. Yeah, I'm not saying that this is going to last. I mean, I don't know if it'll work or not. I just a thought I had, and I thought I'll give it a try. And if it don't, then I'll let you know that I'm going to do it anymore. You know, and to be honest with you, so far this is the second one, and so far I'm not seeing it working at all. I was watching the news, and she said, "Who's she, Jerry? She said that there's a lot of crime in the village." Oh, he's laughing. Never mind. I just not seen that. Just got home a bit ago. Haven't had time to watch your video from today. That's okay. Dalton, I don't know what he's laughing about. Did I miss something? I must have missed something. Where's the hat? I just felt like being I don't know. I just feel like putting one on. I got a bunch of them here. Matter of fact, there's one right here. There's one right here. I got them hanging all over the place. Matter of fact, somebody sent me an email, I think, the other day. They're gonna send me a, oh, military hat. What the heck was it? Oh my gosh, I can't remember what it was now. Yes, if I wanted one, I said, "Absolutely." I love, first responders, military hats, all that kinda stuff. When I say military hat, I'm not talking about a camouflage hat, that you can get them anywhere. I'm talking about a real bona fide something, something hat, you know what I mean? Oh my god, I can't even think of what it is now. Phil, help me. It's the Navy SEAL. That's it. He said, "You wanna know if I wanted a Navy SEAL hat?" And I said, "Absolutely." So, I think he's gonna be sending me one. Somebody is anyway. See Mimi Alf's on here. She must have got pried away from the, motorcycle racetrack. Her grandson, I don't know what it's called, but he races a motorcycle around here somewhere on a racetrack. Evel Knievel's son passes away from cancer today. Oh, no kidding? What was his name? Because he used to have a TV show. I used to watch it where he basically was, kind of doing what his dad did, but he was trying to do it safer. You know what I mean? You got to admit, Knievel, uh, he had a pair. I mean, he's jumping Harleys. Laura, yeah, Laura says also in the news the villager who attacked the construction worker to get some tools back. I don't know if it was a villager, was it? Did I say it was a villager? Maybe, or I think he attacked a construction worker that was working in the villages. I could be wrong because I don't remember the news. You might be right, but either or, I think I know what happened there, and it's all the girlfriend's fault. You're going to hate me for saying this. This was his ex girlfriend and her new boyfriend. Okay. So the guy working down there building homes, whatever he was doing, had needed his tools. His tools was with his ex girlfriend that I'm going to assume kicked him out of the house or whatever. She gives his tools to her new boyfriend. So her new boyfriend was working somewhere, whatever. And so when he went to get his tools and he found out the new boyfriend had him, he went to the new boyfriend to get the tools and punched him. I know he shouldn't have done that, but he punched him to get his tools back. She started it. She started it. She could have just told her ex boyfriend, say, "Hey, come and get your tools out of here." There ain't nothing like a good cup of coffee when it's chilly outside. Where do you guys down here keep your house on in Florida? You guys that are acclimated on a cold day or warm day makes no difference. I keep mine at 74. I feel comfortable at 74. At 73, 72, I start to get a little chilly. No, Evil Knievel's son, William, um, I seen on the news, was it yesterday or today, where Elvis Presley's daughter died, had a heart attack and passed away. And she was only like, I want to say 50 ish, 51, 52, maybe, something like that. Wow, that was kind of a shocker. Of course, there could be some extenuating circumstances there. We don't really know. Jones says it's snowing all day in Ohio. Sorry, Joan. I don't know what kind of snowstorm's going on anywhere, really. I've been so busy today, I haven't even watched the news. I haven't even watched any of the YouTube channel I like to watch. Somebody asked me one time to let you guys know the channels that I watch. Shoot, where's my well, I ain't got my thing. I got my monitor over here, I can put it on YouTube and anyway, I could tell you the main ones I watch. I watch a lot of RV stuff, not all RV. I watch RV stuff because I have an RV. I can't travel as much as I'd like to, so I kinda travel through other people's videos sometimes. So I like to watch Fanatic, and I watch, oh my gosh, what's the other one? Ah, gosh, I can't even think of the name of the other ones now. I watch Nomadic Fanatic, and there's an oddball one out there. He tells stories, but he has a how do I put it? He's almost kinda like the Paul Harvey thing, kinda, not quite. Um, I like to watch him. It's called, what the hell is it called? The Y Files. WHYFILES, the Y Files. And, they're interesting. I enjoy watching them. That's where I get ideas sometimes by watching other people's videos. It'll make a light go off in my head thinking, "You know what? I think I can take a twist on what they're doing and add that to my channel." I don't wanna copy people exactly, but I can take what they do or an idea they're doing and do a twist to it. So, anyway, there's a bunch of other I'm subscribed to something like 100 channels, but some of the channels I'm subscribed to, they don't have videos every week or they don't have a regular time. They just kinda put it on whenever, and, some of them are world travelers, and so you don't get a video from them, but once every sometimes 2 or 3 months, you'll get 1 video. But anyway, yeah, I got several of them, and today I haven't watched any. I've been so busy. I'm not complaining. I just been and between doing all this, I've been over to the camper. I changed the oil in my generator, put a new spark plug in it, and all that stuff. I mean, it's due. Got that out of the way. And then I went over yesterday. Yesterday? No, day before yesterday. I went to Orlando yesterday. Day before yesterday, I changed the oil in the motor home itself. Um, Cleaned it out inside the camper. Wasn't really much to clean out, but I cleaned it out, wiped the tables off, stuff like that. And what else? Cleaned the toilet out. You know what's amazing is how clean, clear water sitting in a toilet in a motor home for 2 months, how dirty that water can get, and there's nothing there. So I had to clean all that out. So I just been busy. The other train is the train that takes your car to Florida. But can't you I see WrestleMania, I said, "Can't you ride on it too?" I could have swore I'm probably wrong. I'm just tired. I'm probably wrong. I could have swore a guy told me that he brought the auto train to Florida and brought his car. I could be wrong about that. Are you getting any snow, wrestler? Pittsburgh's supposed to get some snow, they say. Ohio's getting snow. Is there a snowstorm going on up there somewhere? Is that why we got the high winds down here? I know out west they got hit again. I know California is really getting hit, ain't they? Oh my gosh. One day they're in a big drought, worst drought they've had in 20 years. Next day, they're in the middle of mudslides. That's California for you. Hey, speaking of that, so is oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of the reservoir's name out there. The one that was drying up by Vegas, whatever it was called. With all that rain out there, is it starting to fill back up again? Did I? OKM. Never mind. Well, I thought Laura was asking me. Yeah, that's what I was asking her, Laura. Yeah, Laura. I thought maybe KM was the one that said she bought a house in on top of the world. Dalton says, "How much does it cost for gas over there?" You mean down here, Dalton, or are you talking to somebody else? Down here, I got gas 2 days ago, and it was 3. I want to say it was like 3.25, something like. Well, I'll tell you, KM, that's what I thought the guy told me, and I've never done anything like that. Of course, where I come from, we don't have any of that. Those fancy things that you Eastern big city people have. I don't know about you about that guy that they shot dead. I don't know. I just know that Florida has a standalone law here. I don't know exactly what it says one way or the other, but I do know this. I read in the paper a timer, not just here, but in Miami and these other places, drugs. They're just drugs. That that's not the first time I've read or seen that happen. Somebody come was in somebody's house that's not supposed to be there, and they just either beat the hell out of the guy or they shot and killed him. And as far as I know, nobody ever got arrested for it. It's a standalone law. I mean, and apparently, if somebody comes in your house and it's uninvited, you got the right to shoot and kill them. And, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I disagree with it. But what I am saying is, who's dumb enough to go crawling through the window when there's somebody standing there with a gun pointed at you? Yeah, that's got to be East Coast stuff. My meow says that they do that when they're coming down from Buffalo. Gonna say we don't have no auto train in Indianapolis to come down here, not as far as I know. Oh, you bought in Port St. Lucie. Okay, somebody else then that follows our channel bought in on top of the world. Um, I've got Sue got their name wrote down because I told her I said hang on to that because I said I might want to get a hold of them, and I do. I just got to find time to do all this. Dalton says, "How much does it cost for a gasser?" I don't know what you're talking about, bud. What's a gasser? Well, yeah, well, I remember that too. On top of the world, talking about Todd, what he said about on top of the world. I noticed that too when I was there. There's no ponds. I knew retention ponds. I knew here in Sumter County it was required basically to have those because of fire protection. Um, that- that's a different county up there. So I don't know if it's a county thing here compared to there. I don't know. Only I'm just guessing that if they don't have any retention ponds where they can throw a fire hose in the thing and get water to put a fire out, there must be plenty of fire hydrants around on top of the world everywhere. I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, I did notice that myself. No retention ponds. That's good and bad. I'm going to say maybe bad if you have a big fire and they don't have the water available. The good thing I would think would be less mosquitoes and things like that. No alligators floating around through your neighborhood, that kind of stuff. It hasn't been a big problem for me anyway around here, but I have heard people in certain areas of villages talk about how at nighttime they can't sit in their lanai because they get ate up with the mosquitoes. We don't have that problem, but I can't speak for them either. Dalton, you keep asking me the same question. I done answered you once. Okay, and if you want to come to the villages and visit, there's always places around here to rent. Everything from hotels to Airbnb. Well, that's my idea, Elaine, is I want to do video in there when I get in there. and I'm gonna take as much video as I possibly can. I'm gonna take a handful of batteries. I got 2 different, GoPros that I really like. I'm gonna take both of them. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take my big Canon camera with me. Um, I'm just gonna take a lot of video, and then when I sit in front of the computer, start editing it, and I'll just try to figure out some way of making it look like something. That's all. So, but I'll get as much as I can. And generally on the outside, I can get video. It's on the inside of buildings is where you have trouble. Some people will tell you that you're not allowed to video inside a building for whatever the reasons are, and you have to respect it. It's their property. I can't force it. The thing that really gets frustrating with me is like I'll go into a building and they say, "Well, you can't take video in here." You say, "Okay, I don't think anything about it. That's fine." Then you go inside and you see two or three people with their cell phones holding them up in the air, video and everything, but I can't video on my camera. I just find that ironic. And I will video with my cell phone. I have before, but there's a huge difference in the quality, and I just don't like using it, but I will if I have to. Wrestler, I've seen a lot of things on there that the judges impose. That seems kind of weird to me. It's like this 90-year-old lady got sentenced 5 years. I don't, maybe next week. Maybe I'm letting the cat out. Maybe I better shut up. I'm able to run it. But that 90-year-old lady that got out of her Mercedes, she hit these two people on a bicycle, which you've heard me talk about bicycles here before. It's a big deal here. Bicycles are everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And I got nothing against bicycles, but I've said before, and I'll say it again. I would not ride a bicycle down here on a public road um, in the winter months at all. People get run over. Well, this lady did. She hit a man and a woman riding a bicycle out here on Hillsborough Trail. So it's the golf cart lane that shares the road with cars. And that's where I would not ride a bicycle. So she's out here. I don't even know what time of day or night it was. But anyway, she hit him. His wife was in the back. He was in the front on his bicycle. The lady's coming from the rear. So she hits the lady first, then goes up and hits the guy. Well, they're both down. The lady got hurt seriously bad. And the lady that hit him, the old lady, the 90-year-old lady in the Mercedes, she stops. She gets out of her car. She walks back there. She sees him laying on the ground. And then that's where she was okay up to that point. She should have called 911 and just stood right there. She probably would have got in trouble, but I don't think she'd have went to jail because of her age. But where she really screwed up, she turned around, walked and got back in her car, went home. The next day, she had her Mercedes taken up to Gainesville somehow, towed it. I don't know. Maybe she drove it up there. I don't know. But they found the car in a garage in a body shop getting fixed. And that's when they arrested her for hit and run, bodily injury, kind of stuff. The lady had to go to, I think they airlifted her, all sorts of. Anyway, she went to Ocala Trauma Center. She had, I don't even remember everything, multiple problems like a brain swelling, broken ribs. I don't even know everything else. I mean, she got hurt really bad. So I don't feel sorry for the lady going to jail doing what she did. What I feel sorry about is the fact that at 90 years old now, she's got to go to jail. And there's a good chance at 90 years old, at 5 years, she may not serve five. She may 2 years, they may let her out for good behavior. You know how it goes. But even at that, she may not even make it out of jail at all. But just like some of these, I don't know if they're illegals or not, truthfully, but I'm assuming they are. They pull them over. The license plate on their vehicle doesn't match the vehicle. They don't have a driver's license. They show them a Guatemalan passport. I'm just using that as an example, but it is Guatemalan a lot, or Venezuelan passport. They arrest them for not having a driver's license, and they take them in, and they get like a $50 bond, which means it's but basically $5 out of their pocket, and they're released. I don't get it. Listen, I run a record company for many years, my own record company, and I had it on the state police in Indiana, and I had it on the Madison County tow list, and I had it on the Anderson City Police tow list. And anytime that I went to the car in for whatever the reason was, the police officer there told me what to do with that car. Hold it until I give you a release or whatever. And in Indiana, if you got pulled over for drunk driving, I guarantee you it was a hold. And no matter what the excuse was, like I got tools in the trunk of that car and I can't make a living if I get my tools out of the car. You're not getting your tools till you pay the tow bill and the impound. And I could release the car until they give me a court thing called proof proper. And that meant you had to show the judge insurance on the car, driver's licenses that are up to date, all this stuff. You could drive that car off my lot. And without that proof proper, you didn't get the car. I come down here and it just seems like it's just, I don't know, just all over the place. Crazy Honduran Republics. Yeah, there's another one. I don't know. You heard the story. Four guys armed with guns, he said, and they were trying to shoot him. He runs in public. He can't even speak English. And I don't know. Not me, man. I can't even come up with a good story on that one. Oh, that lady Russian. Yeah. She got arrested, I think, if I have to think back, maybe a month ago, 2 months ago. It'd been a while back. But she pretty much got off. There was another one. You remember the one that the golf cart was going up on 466, I think. She had a friend with her coming from, I want to say Brownwood, trying to get back to Lake Central Landing area, and they got lost. And so she's on 466 with this golf cart. A cop pulls them over, and that's when he noticed they've been drinking and all this and that, and arrested and sent or charged with DUI. Goes to court because the officer had said something. She asked something about, if I remember right, the laws of drunk driving in Wisconsin compared to Florida or something. And then the police officer told her something that was incorrect because he didn't know really. Well, by doing that, whatever that violated, her DUI charge and everything got thrown out of court. So, hey, you try what you can try. You get by with it, you get by with it. The wrong ways parking drives me crazy. They should get a ticket. Well, they could. I'll tell you the ones that drives me crazy more than anything are the people that park on the sidewalk. I mean, you have to go over to Pinellas Plaza to see what I'm talking about. They park right up on the sidewalk with cars, walk by. They all park. I was up there one day, and it was almost comical, but I was going into the liquor store. It's right next to, what is that, Winn-Dixie over there? I think, yeah, pronounced Winn-Dixie. And they got a liquor store right there, and I'll go in there and get me some beer or something once in a while. It's easy in, easy out. That's why I go there. Well, as I'm walking up to the door, there's a guy in front of Winn-Dixie in an electric golf cart trying to get through the door to go in the store, and there's a manager, I guess is a manager. He was standing there in front of the golf cart trying to explain to the man, "You can't drive your golf cart in here. You can't do that." And the guy in the golf cart was arguing with him, saying his golf cart was no different than those three-wheeled electric scooter things. And he says, "I have a hard time walking." He said, "I can't get out of the golf cart to get in one of those electric scooters. So you have to let me in." He said, "I'm disabled." And the guy said, "Well, if you need help to get in one, sir," he said, "I'll get some help out here and we'll help you get in one of them. We'll help you get out. You can't bring your golf cart." And I kind of hung around a little bit and just kind of listened to him. And I gotta tell you, this old guy in a golf cart, I just say he was damn determined. He's going to drive his golf cart in that grocery store. I don't know if he ever got it in there or not. That 91-year-old woman you're talking about, Cindy, she didn't kill her. She hurt her really bad. Her and her husband both, but they both survived. Uh, I trying to think. I'm thinking that might have been a year ago. Phil, help me here. Has it been a year ago that happened? But it's been a while. I try to keep up with them things because that's the one thing that bothered me when I watch the news on TV is they'll talk about something that happened wherever. And then you watch the news every day for 3 weeks and they never follow up and never tell you what's going on. And so I try to keep up with some of these more interesting stories, I think. So I let you guys know what the final conclusion was. So now we know this lady, when she hit him, what happened in the middle. She's been sentenced to 5 years. I can tell you next week, you're going to find out the judge denies giving her what they call a furlough. She wanted to have just enough time to get in contact with her daughter in California to get her affairs in order because she probably thinks she's not going to make it out of jail. So she wants to get her daughter here to get her affairs in order, whatever all that is. Judge said no. Since she was led straight from the courtroom to jail. So, some people think, well, they them old people down there, they're too old to go to jail. Uh-uh. Yeah, they're staggered, Laura. Like if there's a parking spot, you pick one side or the other. It makes if there's nobody in there, you're going to be the first one in. Technically, if you're going to be the first one in, you should take the right side or left side, whatever side you want, and go all the way up to the front. And then there's another space there. The next guy comes in there, like me. I'll take the right side and I'll park behind you. That way it gives you room to back out around me, so on and so forth. Yeah, that's right. That's what you should do. So when you see them, I'm just explaining it to new people that may see them bad parking things. They don't see anything wrong because they don't live here. But if you see one golf cart parked in a parking spot, that's wrong. Technically, that's wrong. That ain't the way we do things. Is it illegal? No, but it's just not what we do. 313 Mulberry gas station. Well, that's better than what they got down here, man. I got gas a day before yesterday, and it was where that new Dairy Queen is on 301? I don't know what that gas station is, kinda straight across the street up on the hill. That's where I got gas. And they might be a little higher than everybody else. I don't know that, but I think it was 325, so maybe it came down a little bit. Phil, the thing is, my coach is less than half a tank now. I'd really like to get somewhere where I could fill this thing up and be ready to go. There's just no easy way. When you leave that RV spot up there, I have to turn right. I can't turn left. And when I turn right, I have to go all the way down to where the Wawa is at. I don't like going in Wawa to get gas. That place is a catastrophe unless it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And if I want to turn around and go back the other way, the only way I can really get there, unless I want to go 5 miles around the block, is make a U-turn right there. I don't like making a U-turn in that RV. Man, that's some good coffee. I don't know why it tastes so good, but it does. Oh, you bet, Phil. You know what's flavoring my coffee? I forget what it's called, but I think it's got booze in it. I've gotten so used to that stuff that I don't even think twice anymore. I mean, I grab my coffee, put it in the machine, put my sugar in, get my little creamer thing, put a little cream in there, and grab that bottle. It's just habit. So I guess now if I go RVing somewhere for a month, I got to take a bottle with me. Meaning a will, maybe Laura. I don't know. That's all it said in the report was she was asking the lawyer. Her lawyer was asking the judge if she could have a short furlough to give her time to get with her daughter to get her affairs in order. That's all it said, and I can only guess what that means. I know if I was 90 years old, I know what I would think. I want to get everything in writing. So if I die while I'm in jail, my daughter will get everything. That's how I would take that. Why don't I read the news live? Well, I'll tell you straight out, Becky. I'll be the first one to pick on me. I am harder probably on myself than any of the worst trolls out there that could send me nasty emails. I'm not the best reader. I stammer and stutter a lot, and especially some of these names down here, the Spanish names. I have no idea, and I have to try to sound them out and all this and that. That's where the editing comes in. And I go through there. And then when I find the area where I think it sounds about right, I cut everything else out and I put that in. So when you watch the news, you might get a little hint that I'm having a little trouble with that name, but you damn sure didn't hear the first 5 minutes of that. You know, so it's best that I don't read it live because, like I say, I'm just not the best reader. Yeah, I'm leaving sometime the last of February. I usually like to take about 4 or 5 days. I know you're going to laugh at me. I'm going to go to Rockport, Texas again. I like it down there. And I usually leave about, I got to be down. I rented the whole month of March on the lot. So it'll be March 1st to March, whatever the last day is, 30th, 31st. And then I'll head back around April the 1st. That's what I do almost every year. Well, that's what I have the last 2 years. Anyway, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I've already talked to them down there. So I don't know when the last Wednesday of February is for Wednesday Night Live. If it's close to like the last 3 or 4 days of February, it's very possible that my RV might be parked right out here in front of my house, car on the back of it. I'm going to come in here, maybe do Wednesday Night Live, get done, see you guys later, shut the computer off, and go out and get in it and take off. I don't know that. I have to look at the calendar. But yeah, the last of February, I want to leave about 3 or 4 days, at least 3 or 4 days early uh, from March 1st. I don't have to be there March 1st. It's my lot no matter what. I can show up March 2nd, March 3rd, whatever. I just like to go down there and get set up and be done with it. Well, yeah, and that's another thing is videos on the RV channel. I don't get a chance to put videos on that channel very often because I just don't travel like I want to. It's just been something every time I turn around, it just seems like it's always something. It's nothing that I'm doing, it's nothing that Sue's doing. It's just that, you know, the COVID thing hit, and last time I was at Rockport, the COVID thing hit. They were, stopping everybody at the state line. I did video of that, and, we came home, and I sat the rest of the year here because COVID, and then, the next trip after that, we went out to California in it, went out to, San Diego area and made a big loop and came back. And even though things here was kinda leaning toward being kinda normal again, well, that ain't the way all the other states looked at it. Texas area was kinda okay, but I gotta tell you, the worst state going out there was I was kinda shocked about was New Mexico. Oh my god, they were strict. I mean, strict. Eh, to where anyway, we got up to California, and I thought, well, California will be a real strict state. They were, but they wasn't nothing like New Mexico. And so anyway, we left there and came back. Well, when we came back, then this war thing over in Ukraine started. Gas prices shot up to $4 and $5 a gallon. And so I just kind of been sitting here. It just seems like it's always something. Dalton, quit asking. You're asking that same question over and over. If you don't stop, I'm going to kick you off the channel. Yeah, Mondays will be on the wish donation. You amounts the total. Oh, you'll see everything. You'll see everything on the channel. You're going to say, well, why don't you just tell us how much it is? Because I get paid for you to watch. If I tell you, you may not watch. So you have to watch. And the truth is, actually, I have to double check. Maybe I can do it here. Let me see. I think the Patreon members and the YouTube members is trying to get that video either Saturday or Sunday. Let me go look. If you're a Patreon member, you're going to get it before Monday. I don't think they've got it yet. Let me see. See, Patreon members got the news yesterday. Let's see, scheduled. I see. Yeah, Patreon's going to get the Wish Show January 14th at 3 p.m. And then I'm also doing something brand new, and I'm giving it to Patreon and the YouTube members first to see how what the reaction is. And the name of it's going to be "Did You Know?" So that'll be something brand new that they don't even know about until I just said it now. But the Wish Show is going to be January 14th at 3 p.m. I don't even know what today's date is. Is that Saturday or Sunday? Oh, I bet it's Saturday, ain't it? Yeah. Now that I think about it, I've got to do an interview Sunday on a very special guest for February's WNL. So that's got to be Saturday, 13th. Yeah. No. What? Oh, that's March. Never mind. I don't even know why I was on March. 13th is Friday. The 14th is Saturday. Yeah. Patreon is going to get it tomorrow, and I think the YouTube members get it tomorrow. Let me see. Yeah, Phil's right. She hit those people. She got out. She saw them laying there. Now, I don't know how bad the scene looked, but for this lady to have the problem she had, if unless it was really, really dark, which I don't think it was, that she had, and I'm sure they did say in the transcripts of the court, documents. I'm sure they had her checked out to make sure she was psychologically fit. In other words, she knew what she was doing, and that's how she ended up getting a prison sentence. So there's no excuse for that. None, none. I just hate to see a 90-year-old lady. Who knows how many days she's got left on this earth, you know? And now look where she's at. I mean, that's just sad for her, but she asked for it. Two to two. I don't know, KM, but if he keeps repeating himself, I think that's him. But he better listen to his grandpa because I'm gonna kick him off of here. Now the FG, who's FG65? That's somebody new, isn't it? I'm looking. I'm backing up again. FG65. Billy Bob. You just joined my YouTube members. Thanks, Billy Bob. Appreciate it, man. FG65. Who is that, Phil? I don't even see it. Am I missing something? Oh, Ford guy. I see what it is. Never mind. That's that abbreviated stuff. Gosh. I feel so stupid sometimes. If you can take the time, your live shows are your best. Well, I like doing them because, like I said, I get a chance to talk directly to you guys that follow the streams and answer questions and things like that. I just feel like it's more direct. When I do a video, and let's say you get 5,000 views, and that's really not that many, but I never know who those people are that viewed it. You know, were they just passed us through? They subscribed? I don't know, because my analytics says that 64 of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. I don't have no idea why. They don't have to do anything if they don't want to. I just don't get that. I don't. I'm probably gonna when I'm in Rockport, if we got Wi-Fi, and that's always a coin toss at an RV park, whether you get decent Wi-Fi or not. And at Rockport, it's not a big city whatsoever. I don't think this town. I'll have to double check to make sure, but the last time I was there, I don't think this town even has a Starbucks in it. And usually Starbucks has some decent Wi-Fi. So I don't know. I do have my I don't know what you call it, my Verizon box that gives me usually pretty decent Wi-Fi, but it depends on my um, cell signal, which is weird. If I got really good cell signal, I got great Wi-Fi with Verizon. If I have a weak cell signal, then I don't have such good Wi-Fi. I know that sounds stupid. I don't know how it works, but that's the way it is. I'm thinking the last time I was down there that my Verizon Wi-Fi worked pretty good in the daytime. The RV park's Wi-Fi worked fairly good at night when everybody went to bed. Wait, then I'll figure it out. But if I do, we'll see about maybe doing instead of doing porch sitting like we do here, we'll see about doing maybe some porch sitting down there. Well, I'll figure something out. You know, Jerry, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything. I asked Sue, but today for the last 2 days, I haven't really been bothering Sue. You know, you guys know that Sue has to go in for treatments every 6 weeks. I'm doing these for 25 years, if not longer. And it's a needle in the vein. And over the years, the veins are getting weak. So yesterday, she was gone, and then she sent me a message. I was in there cutting the video and stuff, news. coming home because they can't find a vein. I don't know, I don't know what happens. Do they collapse? Do they shrink? I don't know. But I do know before she goes in for treatments, at least 1 or 2 days before she goes in, she drinks a lot of water. I think the doctor goes for that because it makes the veins swell a little bit, and, they couldn't find a vein. They sent her home. So she went back in the day, and she came home. They got a vein, and she sent me a text saying, "They got a vein, and, as long as it don't collapse, I'll be okay." And the last thing I heard her say before she went in there and laid down was something about getting a PIC line. I'm not 100% sure what that is. I got an idea what it is, but she said, "I'm getting tired of this." So, we'll see. But I get the information from her because she talks to Deb all the time, and that's all I know. I'll try to find out, and I'll try to bring it up best I can in one of my videos, or let's see, we're gonna do, porch sitting Wednesday, I think, as long as it ain't raining and as long as it ain't too cold. Ira sent me a text message saying he wanted to come to porch setting, and that's just what I told him. I said, "Well, you can come over anytime you want, Ira, but if it's raining or if it's cold, I'm not doing it." Well, Dave, you're Perry, you're right. I mean, I know of at least I'm trying to think, other than this story, at least 2 other stories, but the other 2 was not here. I'm thinking, one of them was, like, in Miami area, I think, and I think there was one, like, in either in Orlando or Tampa, where there was a burglar, uh, in a house or whatever, or breaking in a house or something like that, and, one of them, I think he lived. They shot him. He took off running, and the police found him, and they never found the homeowner guilty in any way. They, of course, they question you, but other than that, no. And then another one where actually here, there was one. The guy's been arrested around here many times. He's a druggie, so he breaks in homes, he steals stuff so he can hawk them and then buy drugs. That's what he does. And this guy broke in the wrong house. He was in somebody's house. They were in bed sleeping, and he got in the house. I think he cut the screen in a lanai and came in the back way. The guy or somebody in the house heard him. He gets out of bed. He finds the guy in the kitchen, and I don't know what he used. Beat the holy hell out of him. And then he called the police. So, hey, you want to come and pick this guy up? You know? And they came and got him, and I saw his mugshot. I think I reported it on here. It's been a couple of years ago, and he was beat up pretty bad. I mean, he had a black eye. He had cuts in his head. I don't know what the guy used, but he beat him up pretty bad. And and they never held that guy responsible either. Never, what are you doing in there? So I don't know, man. I think twice before I broke in somebody's house around here. Jory said they got the lady that did it, but I haven't heard anything more. Yeah, that's what we've heard. We don't. They got her in Georgia. She was driving their car. The people that we think she killed, she had their car, um, and I know they extradited her back down here. They haven't charged her. Last I heard, they hadn't charged her with the murder. She was charged though with possession, stealing a car. Um, I don't know, but I do know that there's no doubt in my mind. I've been to that community over there. That there, there's going to be some heads rolling down there to find out how that lady walked in. They escorted her out once, and then the guard had her escorted out once, and then she still got in. Probably out the back way. They're doing a bunch of construction back there. That'd be my guess. He went clear around to the backside and walked in from the backside. There's a little fence back there, but you could just step over it, and it's not big guarded back there, I don't think. I don't know. But I do know there's gonna be some heads rolled over that because, um, somebody dropped the ball. Robbie Knievel, William, you're right. That's it, Robbie. He had a TV show, and I used to watch it. He seemed to be a little more. He's a lot like his dad, but he seemed to be a little bit more business minded. Is a way to put it, maybe. I mean, he knew he's going to jump. He knew there's always a probability of hurting yourself, but unlike his dad, he tried to narrow it down a little bit by getting a lighter bike, more. He did the things to make survival rate good. Where dad, he just get an old Harley, man. Nobody jumps Harleys, but he did. He's got my respect because I'm telling you what, I've seen Evil Knievel. Well, those of us that are my age anyway, that guy's. I think at one time, didn't they say in the McGinnis Book of Records he broke every bone in his body at least once? Lord, pancreatic cancer. Well, that's a killer, man. My grandfather had that. That's too bad. By the way, did you see the newest talk about cancer? The newest report of something that they're arguing about. They want new labels put on alcohol now. They're saying a study is showing that alcohol is related to certain types of cancer. I can imagine where maybe if you drink hard alcohol or too much of it, maybe liver cancer because it does go through the liver, maybe kidney. I don't know. But anyway, now they're pushing to get labels put on alcohol bottles that this could lead to cancer. And then also, there's another study. I did a report on it. I can't think of the name of the study or the test. I want to say the Gilly test, where it is picking up cancers in an early stage that the other test would not show. And I guess this one's supposed to be really significant. It's been approved by the FDA. I'm going to ask my doctor about it next time I go in because cancer is really prevalent in my family. And so I do know if you can get it earlier, your survival rate's much better. I'm going to ask you about it. Does Medicare pay for it? I don't know. AJ Wells, just jumping on. I don't know what Dalton's talking about half the time. Like my dad and mom. I don't know what that means. No. This is after the news. Skip the news. Where's my thing at? I'll put it up here. I got it here somewhere. I just never know where it's at. Here it is. There it is. Something new I'm trying. If it don't work, then I'll quit doing it and move on to something else. I'm always trying to figure something else out. We keep our home at 67 during the winter, 72 in the summer. When I lived in Indiana, they were doing that for saving on natural gas, I think. They wanted us to turn our heat down to 68. I think that was a big deal back then. I tried 68. Um, I don't know. I just felt like I'm walking around the house all the time with my sweater on and stuff. I just kind of felt like, what am I working for? I'm working to pay bills, but at the same time, I'm freezing my ass off in my own house. AF Academy Junior dropped dead yesterday. I don't know what that means either. I saw where that football player had a heart attack, a massive heart attack on the playing field. He made it though, but I guess it was a toss of the coin whether he was going to make it or not. Yeah, I went over there the other day. I found out why the tires were losing air. I mean, something I've never had happen to me before. But then again, I don't know what the date code is on these tires either. I haven't really paid attention to them. They look brand new, but they are. Anyway, the valve stem has a little like a rubber like kinda like an O-ring on the valve stem itself. The thing that screws down inside the valve stem, you know what I'm talking about? Um, Somebody told me that those things, if it just sits around, they dry. They get dry and they'll leak a little bit. So I went over there, I took the cap off and just squirted some water over it, and yeah, it was leaking just a little bit of air out of there. So I went ahead and got some new ones, and I took them out and put these in, the new ones in, and screwed them in and aired it up to 80 pounds and checked them out, and I see no leaks whatsoever. So I think that was the problem with the air leaking. I still have it in the back of my head on the steering tires. No matter how good these tires look, I still think I just want to get two new tires and put on there just for my own ease of mind. If I blow tires on the back of it, that's one thing, but you blow steering tires, um, you know, I did the same thing on my motorcycle. I put new tires on a motorcycle like every year. Every year. You don't want to have one flat on a motorcycle. Chicago's only had 3 inches of snow so far this winter. Really? You're not getting any lake effect? Wow. Yeah, Lisa Marie. Yeah, I know. That's the one I was talking about. She wasn't even. She's like Michael Jackson in her 50s, I think, early 50s. Yeah, so it's 121 watching now. Well, mine says 142, and that's great. I got 142. You want to know what my goal is, though? I don't want to make anybody mad. My goal is on these lives, I want somewhere between two and 5,000 every time. That's my goal. I'm not sure what I got to do to get that, but that's my goal. On my channel, on the Villages channel, my goal is to get 100,000 subscribers. That's my goal. If I get that, then after that, I don't care. Um, and at the rate of my channel growth is, I was joking the other day, but I bet I'm not far off. If I live to be 133 years old, I might get there. I don't know. So I've been doing other things to help my channel grow as far as subscribers go. In the Wish, we did some special things this year down there that you guys don't know about, but anyway, they took some pictures and stuff. We're going to be in the Make a Wish newsletter they have nationwide, and they took a picture of us uh, and the check and all that. And I told them, I said, I want you to publicize my YouTube channel in that newsletter, if you would. I can't tell them what to do. And she said, "Well, I have to check with them." And anyway, she sent me an email yesterday, and she said, "Send me web address." She said, "Absolutely, we'll put it in there." And then I told when I left, I said, "I want you to send an email out to all the Make-A-Wish chapters you have around the United States or the world, and tell them all to go to my channel, hit the subscribe button, tell their all their relatives to do the same thing because we're all about Make-A-Wish, right? I help you guys with the money. You help me with like just hitting the subscribe button. That's all I'm asking. And so, hey, I'll pull every string I can. He got a what? Oh, I guess an Air Force cadet was walking to class and he died. Huh. Damn. That's awful young, I assume. Not thinking about cadets. I think of young kids. Well, to me, a kid, 20 something. He got a, I don't know what that word is. FAUCI. He got a what? Yeah, I went to Orlando Wednesday. Did I say yesterday? Don't pay no attention to my old mind. I live in my own mind. But yeah, it was Wednesday. My audio's acting up. Is somebody else saying my audio's acting up? You say, according to my meters here it's okay. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know. Sounds okay here. Somebody else tell me, has my audio been acting up with you guys? Says New York got snow today. KM says, yes, you can ride in the auto train too. That's what I thought. I had a neighbor, like I said, he came down all the time and he'd bring his car with him. That's the first I'd heard about that. Lake Mead, that's it. Is it filling back up? I mean, with all that rain out there, you kind of think maybe it'd be getting some of that rain over there. Dalton, I just put you in timeout. You're just making comments, son, that just don't make sense to me. You type a word you. I don't know what that means. You. Kathy B in a 603. If you go try to get priority disembarkations, it holds over 300. Oh, that ain't me. I won't be doing that. I think it was yesterday you guys talk about flying, that all the airports around here were backed up something crazy because of some kind of a computer glitch that happened nationwide at all the airports. And whatever went wrong, it grounded every plane nationwide for a while. Nope, Virginia, we was just talking about that. I don't know any details other than what you know. I haven't seen any. Well, I haven't really been watching TV for the last couple of days. I've been so busy. But everybody on here said that that's what you know is about what everybody else knows. What's on top of the world? That's not a retirement community. It's called On Top of the World. It's up in Ocala. It's kind of like the villages, but a smaller scale. Cleaning out the gene pool. I shouldn't laugh. Oh, that's right. This is the politically incorrect channel. What would I do if I saw a bunch of use shoplifting? Well, I don't know what you mean by use. If you're talking about like the California, they used to have like a snatch and grab thing. They called that something out there. There'd be 10 or 15 supposedly kids, that they could be in their 20s. And they'd all run into a store and grab a bunch of stuff and then run out. I guess there ain't much you can do, especially when you're old. What am I going to do? Stand up to 15, 20-year olds? They just beat me half to death. I guess all you can really do, get your cell phone out. That's everybody's got it on them, and start taking pictures. And maybe they can use them pictures to catch everybody or catch a lot of them. That's the only thing I could think of real quick. See, if you're in Texas, this is how the different states think. Everybody in Texas has a gun, even the women with a purse. There's a gun in there. They probably just take it out and shoot you. Rusher says I get gas real cheap. One Taco Bell taco, and he's off and running. That is true. That is very true. I like Taco Bell. I do. I haven't noticed the Phil because I don't have cable anymore. I got tired of that a long time ago. Every time you turn around, cable jacking the price up for everything, or they change your channels. That's what really got me. You sign up for cable, whatever plan you want to get on, and it's only you get 150 channels. Well, really, you get 50 channels of Christian stuff that you don't watch. You get another 20 channels of home sales stuff like QVC and stuff like that, which I don't watch. And there's a whole Spanish channels. You get another 20 or 30 or 40 Spanish channels, which I don't watch. So I end up getting the same channels for X amount of dollars. And then 2 or 3 months goes by, they raise my price $10 a month. And then maybe some of the channels that I did like to watch, I can't think of one of them they did take off. It was the one out of oh gosh, I can't think of. Anyway, it had old movies on it, like Half Gun Will Travel, the old Gunsmoke stuff. I kind of liked that. Whatever that channel was, they took it off. I got that cable because I like to watch those channels, and they just took it off. So I got tired of it. So I stream everything now. That's why I'm really critical about having really good Wi-Fi, because streaming depends on good Wi-Fi. Where's Sue? I think what time is it? She's probably getting ready for bed. She's an early to bed, early to rise kind of person. By 9 or 9:30, I guarantee you she's in bed. So at 8:17, she might be taking a shower, kind of getting ready for bed. Plus, she's had 2 days of having a hard time getting her treatments. And generally, when she gets her treatment, she's always a little out there. You know what I mean? A little I don't know how to put it. She's just kind of tired. Martin Donovan, cut the cord, Phil. Nah, he ain't been hacked. Well, maybe he has. I don't know. Whoever it was, I put him in timeout. I don't know if that was my Dalton or not. I can't tell you that. But if he was hacked, they're gone for a while. Yeah, internet prices. I've noticed that too, Phil. As time goes on, remember we used to get Phil for internet for like 10, 15 bucks, Wi-Fi, 10, 15 bucks. They just give it to you. It may not be what it is now, but I mean, basically, everybody got it for like almost nothing. At the same time, when your cell phone service would just send you a new phone free. Here's a new phone. They just wanted to keep you as a customer. And whatever happened to all that? Where'd all that go? It's not Rockford, Kevin. It's Rockport, Port, in Texas. Look on a map. It's way down by. It's on the Gulf, next to what is that big town right there? Corpus Christi. Not too far from Corpus Christi. Yep, we pretty much do, man. Phil, Xfinity, Comcast pretty much has a monopoly around here. You can get Elon Musk's um, Wi-Fi thing with the satellite. I know two people that's got an RV that got it. The reason why I haven't got it here because I thought about it was they told me it wasn't worth it. You pay $500 or $600 for the equipment, and you're not guaranteed to have any better Wi-Fi download speeds or anything like that. And they're telling me that from one day to the next it changes. So I'm not interested in that either. Well, Kathy, when you get here, I don't know how long you're here for, but I'll tell you that even if you're here for a week, you'll get a good taste of what the villages is and what they got to offer. But there's no way you're going to see everything in a week. No way. May will be hot. Um, that's a pretty warm month unless we get a freak storm. But I'm assuming. Do you know where you're going to stay? What lifestyle? When you take a lifestyle visit, do you know where you're staying? Because one lifestyle visit does a Christopher Villas, and that's way down, kind of down by the Finney area, the newer area. And then the other lifestyle visits kind of across the street from Brownwood. If it was me, and if I had a choice, I would take the one across the street from Brownwood right now. And then you'll get a golf cart in your lifestyle home, and you can always take the golf cart down to the Finney area, which I'd recommend anyway. Well, you can go eat out, KM. I'm not telling you to stay in the house and not go anywhere. We get out once in a while. I'm just saying, be careful. I mean, I'm not a bike rider anyway, but if well, I am and I'm not. I'm a motorized bike rider, motorcycles. And I was going to get another one when I got down here. And after I seen how people drive around here, especially in the winter, I never did get another motorcycle. I'm not riding a bike down here. I'm telling you. Most of these people are fine when they drive, they're fine, but there's a certain percentage, and in the wintertime, that percentage goes really high. People can't see. They got night blindness. They got a bad neck, and they can't turn their head around to look in that mirror to see what's behind them. It's just phenomenal that I can't believe so many people drive down here and they haven't run into somebody. Really, Bob, YouTube TV, I've got that. Matter of fact, I got it right now. We had Hulu Live, and it was okay. Uh, Me being a YouTube creator, I thought, this YouTube Live thing, I've heard about it, but I've never had it. So I thought, well, I'll try that, just see what it is. And so we did. We got it. We tried. I've got it now. We've had it for the last 2 weeks. I haven't had a chance to look at it much myself, but I mean, we've had it for the last 2 weeks. And the thing about the live stream with us is it's not me so much. I can watch about anything, but Sue likes to watch the news locally live, not nationwide stuff like Fox, CNN, not that. She likes to watch local news like Orlando news, Gainesville news, stuff like that. And I don't even know what's on. I know the Orlando news is on the villages. The villages is on YouTube TV. But anyway, whatever's on there, she hasn't complained, so it must be okay. Howdy from Hawkins. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Paul. I mean, hey, look, they can ride bikes all day long. I mean, that's their business. I don't care. But I'll tell you what, I don't know a certain time of day, or maybe there's a certain road that's worse than other roads. I don't know all this. I don't ride, but I just by watching people drive and how they drive, and I've seen some of these things around here that it just it makes me a believer. I'm not interested in getting scooped up off the highway, so I'm not doing it. Somebody says, "Well, that person is wrong." If you're laying on the ground and you're dead, then I guess they're dead wrong, right? Because what difference does it make? You're still dead. Laura says she's coming down here in February for a week. What else worth watching but me? Well, I appreciate that, Phil, but I know I'm not worth watching, really. Well, most of my stuff is, I don't know. Like I said, I'm harder on myself than what most people could even think about. I'm going down through here pretty quick, so I'm about ready to end this. We're not getting anywhere. KM says stop their motor driving at 80. I know, and I'm going to get there. I don't make fun of that at all. It's hard. That's one of the reasons why we chose to live in a village. I know this is going to sound hypocritical. I know it is. But I told Sue, I said, if I ever get to the point that I don't feel safe driving my car, like going to a grocery store, and I just don't feel safe on doing it, at least I can take my golf cart. And I know that sounds dumb. You're going to say, but you're still just as you're driving a golf cart on a road, you're still going to be just as unsafe. Maybe. I don't know. But at least I have a shot down here of being able to get somewhere and doing something. Um, Maybe I'll do it at an oddball hour where everybody at 5 o'clock goes to the square. Maybe that's the time that I can get the golf cart and go to a store. See what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's the reason why we chose here was for that golf cart accessibility to things. We had to take my dad's license, and literally we did. We took it, and man, it was hard. When he was like 80, I want to say 88, he passed away at 92. 88, his Alzheimer's and dementia was starting to get in the way. And even the local cop up there, and we all knew everybody. He even called me 2 or 3 times and would just give me a report on what he caught dad doing and things, and I said, "My god," I said, "we took his key away from him." He said, "Well, your dad must have had some keys made." And he did. Oh, Lord, it was hard. And I just keep thinking to myself, I don't want my boys, to have to do that to me. I wanna know when it's time to hang up my boots. And, truthfully, I think I'll know because as a trucker, that's an old saying we say, "When it's time to hang up your boots." I knew when it was time to retire. I always enjoyed driving a truck, I did. I just hated the company I worked for, but I liked doing my job. And, one day I just knew when it was time to hang up my boots, and it wasn't because I hated the job, it's because I hated the company. And I was it. I never looked back. Says Meadow says a woman from the lost had her drunk driving thrown out because the equipment was not calibrated, something like that. Yeah, them lawyers know all this stuff down here. I don't. Um, I can tell you that when I was a Teamster member and I drove a semi, we had these Teamster meetings every so often, and they had a lawyer for the Teamster come in. We had a class on what to do, what to say, how to word it on an accident report. You word things a certain way, and he used hitting a deer as an example. He said, in the CDL business, he said, if a deer jumps out in front of you, you never write on that report, I was driving down the road and I hit a deer. He said, that admits fault. You don't do that. He said, "What you want to write on that report? I was driving down the road when this deer run into me." I don't know. I just did what I was told, which I never had to do that, but that's what he told us. He said, "If anything else happens," he said, "you only need to remember one word: deny, deny, deny. No matter what it is, you deny everything." And he says, "And let us take care of it." I don't know. Should I guess. Face orange, biting nails. What does that mean? You're editing Sunday Wrestler. Guess what? I have to interview somebody Sunday for a special guest for February. I got to get together with Linda and Judy and everybody. We never get a day off. Oh yeah, okay, and all that helps. I people are always sending me suggestions, and I appreciate them. I really do. But I've done this so many times. People say, I got one yesterday. A guy says, I've noticed in all the other YouTube channels I watch, at the end of the video, they always say, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. He said, maybe you should start doing that because that would help remind people. Well, I've been doing this longer in the villages than anybody here. And that's a fact. I have done that 1,000 times. I put little things in the video that comes up with says subscribe, hit the bell. I mean, that should be telling people what to do. So I'm just here to tell you that all them little suggestions that people have, they don't work. 64% of the people just do not subscribe. And I've talked to other YouTubers here that's having the same problem. They tell me the same thing. That's 64% of the people, and this ain't YouTube, this is your analytics. They just won't subscribe. And the only thing I've thought about, really, and I'm not yelling at anybody, the only thing I've thought about that is it goes back to maybe when HBO days and things first started on cable. And HBO always used that word, subscribe to HBO. Well, that costs you money, to get HBO. Subscribe to Showtime. Subscribe to Cinemax. And so I'm thinking people think that when you say word subscribe, they're thinking money. And as you all know, it don't cost nothing to subscribe. You watch all my videos for free. The only time you pay anything is if you choose to help support the channel. Then you can be a YouTube member, Patreon member, as was Phil and some other ones. He's both. He's a YouTube member and a Patreon member. And you don't have to do any of that, though, really, to see the videos for nothing. But on Patreon and YouTube, there's just so little you can actually do differently. And so what I try to do on YouTube and Patreon is I try to give them something a little different than on YouTube. One is guarantee you anything that goes on either one of them channels, commercial free. There is no commercials. They pay a monthly fee, no matter what level they're at. I don't care if they're at a 99-cent level, commercial free. And then sometimes I put stuff on there that you don't see on YouTube, or if you do see on YouTube, you see very, very little of it. Like on the true or false. I kind of enjoy making them. It's interesting to do the research to find that stuff. I don't know if they like it or not because one thing that Patreon members don't do is they don't really have, I don't think, a like button or anything. They watch it, but they don't generally comment on stuff very much there. So I'm assuming it's okay, but I don't really know that. And I kind of like doing it. So they're up to on the true or false. I think Patreons are up to like number 16 of those. I think YouTube has seen maybe two. And one of them was because it had about Harold Schwartz. That's the only reason I put it on there. YouTube members are up to like maybe, I'm going to guess here, number 7 or number 8. So you can see what I'm doing there. They all kind of get the same thing, but they get them at different times. But the big thing is compared to YouTube, they get everything commercial free because I know commercials drive people nuts. Jerry Bell says he has to put another quarter in the machine. Have I missed out something? Sometimes Andrew's like I can. Oh, you're talking about the where that lady hit her? Yeah, these are elderly people here, so it ain't like you're 21 years old, you break a leg, and then 2 weeks later you're out playing baseball again. These people break a leg, they might be in physical therapy for the next 2 years. They may have to go and get some surgery. So it's altogether different. Because your microphone has been a bit of intermittent distortion going on. Really? Does anybody else notice that? I find that sometimes when I only get one person saying that, it's on their end, not my end. It's their Wi-Fi's bad, not mine. Somebody tell me, has my microphone been kind of cracking up a little bit or something? Let me know. I really need to know. Buffalo Trace Bourbon Cream. That's what it is, man. Who is the best MLS realtor? I don't know. They all sell houses. I just like the ones that will tell you the truth, no matter how hard it is to take. Ira Miller's pretty good because he used to be a realtor for the villages, and then he went out on his own. And I know that there are certain areas of the villages that he will not recommend. I mean, if you want to buy there, you can buy there, but he'll tell you some of the things in that area that you may want to look out for. And then another one is Robin. She's a realtor. I'm not sure with who or anything, but matter of fact, she has it's either a weekly or a monthly thing she puts out. I get it. I didn't subscribe to it. I think she just sends it to me. It's called The Good and the Bad and the Ugly or whatever, where she'll go through a whole bunch of listings and then she'll tell you about them. So I don't know. Those two there would probably be okay. Other than that, I don't really know. I'm going down to the bottom real quick to see. My sound is wonky. And Tammy says I'm loud and clear there. Sound was in and out earlier, but has been fine for a while. There was some distortion a little while ago, but it is now gone. Roger says, nope, sounds great. Jerry says, your internet has been good the last 20 minutes. So before that, it was kind of wonky. Can hear you fine. Can hear you fine. May the Schwartz be with you. Okay. Well, it's been long enough. I don't know how long I've been doing this. So we'll get out of here. We might try this again on next Friday and see how it goes. Like I said, this is all an experiment. Just to see how things work. Basically, what this is about is to talk about the news. If you had any questions about the news or anything about the news, like in Deb's situation, the people that got killed, I can't tell you much. I don't know. But other than that, that's what it's about. So we'll try it again next week and see what happens. After 3 or 4 weeks, if it's not going anywhere, don't anybody get mad at me. I'm liable just to say we're not doing it anymore, and I'll move on to something else. I'll find out something else to do. That being said, thanks for coming to it. Appreciate it. Sorry if the mic was giving somebody wonkiness. Is that a word? Wonkiness. You know what it is? You guys are picking. Here's what you're picking up. I'm just noticing that over here. Yeah, I can see it. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks for coming. See you guys on the other side. Bye, y'all.